Hello, Internet. Hello, future me. It is 28th of October, 2023, on a Saturday, 10:23 p.m. I still find it a bit awkward to do this, but I thought, hey, I want to do something a little productive today. Because I haven't done anything, so I thought, might as well do this. Maybe I'll feel more satisfied or whatever. But basically, today, all I did was watch a playthrough of a game called Noita, I think. I spent the whole day watching it. Don't remember the title. Noita, yes. It looks like an interesting game. Maybe in the future I'll play, who knows. I've been watching a playthrough, a modded version, so there's so much stuff, so hopefully that doesn't really spoil anything if I do the run myself. But yeah, each episode's like an hour, and that's all I've been doing all day, which is horrible. To be fair, I did do some meal prep in the morning, so at least that's something. Anyways, today I thought of talking about authenticity. This is something I value. I thought something that I should strive for in these series of journals for myself, for the internet. I'm not really sure, and this bed hair is supposed to be part of this idea of trying to not fabricate the reality I am. Fabricate reality. Although, the question is it even possible? Because maybe this bed hair is just another form of fabrication to create this facade of authenticity. So I don't even know what I'm doing. I thought about different points in my head, but now that I'm in front of a camera, it's just a little hard to articulate my thoughts. And one thing I always thought was weird is there's so many thoughts in my brain, but I start forgetting what I had been thinking, and sometimes I think of new ideas while I'm talking. And the things I talk about are the ideas that kind of actualize and like fix later on into my brain. I forget the better ideas I had in my thoughts. I thought that was a weird phenomenon. But also, I did want to talk about this. Not today, but I guess it came up, so I wanted to point that out. But anyways, the question is also, why do I want to pursue authenticity in videos? And honestly, that's a difficult question. I mean, I don't know when it started, but I know it's like around middle school. I really started to value honesty, integrity. I know maybe it's partly because I had a middle school teacher that always pointed out, like, be honest no matter what. And it's fine if you or screw up, just be honest. And sometimes, like, being honest kinda makes things easier. I know, kind of a small example, I guess, but like, a lot of times or I feel like compared to Japan, people here, I mean, including me, the time management is absolutely horrible. And what I noticed is people always make excuses, you know. I mean, they might be truthful, but it's just nicer if people just are straight up honest, like, I just have bad time management, that's why I was late. And I also kind of struggle to be honest sometimes, but I do remember one time, I think this was like first year uni, I was just late in class, and this teacher asked me like, oh, why were you late? And I just said, I just had bad time management, sorry. And then she seemed very satisfied with that answer. So, sometimes not that, you know, all being honest is a crutch to be late. That just becomes another problem. And I think that also becomes untruthful, because now you're using honesty as a form of exploitation and as a new excuse for bad time management. But yeah, but I need to work on that. And that relates to how I was unproductive today too. Just YouTube. I have had addiction to social media, especially YouTube, of course, but Instagram, that was a big one. But 2 weeks ago, I managed to delete it completely. I haven't touched it, but it took me several months to delete it. So yeah, that was horrible. And also had to delete Discord. That was also recent. I deleted Reddit several months back, but that was also another big addiction, just the mindless scrolling. And I hate that, like, it wastes so much time, and then after that it's like you don't even remember what you were scrolling through, so like, what really was the point? And life is short, and I'm wasting like 90% on mindless scrolling, and it's very frustrating. And I thought, if I delete Instagram and Discord and Reddit, things will be better, and maybe things have, but I still just end up watching YouTube. Yeah, sucks. But anyways, back to authenticity. After I completely digress, but this is kind of what I want, just to talk about whatever. So yeah, authenticity. Why? I've been fixated on being honest, having integrity. I don't think, although, okay, I didn't really care for Catcher in the Rye, right? That's the book. We had to read it in middle school as well, I think, or high school. And the one thing that stuck with me was the main character's fixation on phoniness. And I was kinda aware of like what phony was, but like you don't really understand it until you see like a word that describes it explicitly. And after I understood that, I became very hyper focused on phoniness, and I started to hate people who are phony. I started to hate when I'm phony, and I try to work against being phony. But the problem with that fixation on phoniness is that you probably inevitably become more phony by trying to not be phony. Well, that's the weird dilemma that I'm always in, I guess. What this video is ultimately struggles too. But yeah, but I still want to be honest. And I think one way I try to achieve that is by pointing out that I'm failing to be honest. That whole idea of being meta, which I think in today's pop culture it's so overdone, but also done in a wrong way. What I like about Dan Harmon behind that, I not that I know how much he's involved in the actual writing of like Community and Rick and Morty, but there's always that theme of meta-ness, or not even theme, but like I guess the style, the self-awareness, and I think that brings about a certain level of honesty and maturity in stories that is kind of hard to find. And I like that, even though, meta is always overdone. And the problem with, meta is it just becomes another crutch for me because I failed to be not phony. But then, what else is there? But authenticity, or, being real as possible is what I try to achieve. And what I want to pursue in these series. That's why I don't want to edit. Also because I'm lazy, but don't want to edit. Also want to just go on to some, tangent. Feel like that's more honest in a way. And that's why you see my clothes drying up in the background. That's why. Bed hair at 10, almost 11 p.m. I guess, or 10:30 p.m. Yeah. Well, that's about it for today. I have some other stuff I want to talk about in the future, but I think that's a good place to stop. So yeah. Let me know, future me, if you have able to achieve some sort of better representation or execution of honesty. But also, does this video feel authentic, or does it feel just artificial, fabricated? And all this is, yeah. Anyways, bye.